We'll just watch the recording. Let's open the video here, and so you guys can see me, and that way we'll make it more interaction, more than before. Okay, so we have talked before. The last thing we talked about in the last lecture, we're talking about. Let's do a little quick review on the last things we took. We took about the last thing: the police will whip the people. And we said that already happened. I mean, we talked about the hadith that was Rasulullah was referring to, that the Khilafah Rashida, which means the Khulafa of the Rashidin, will be for a period of time, and then there will be a Khilafah, which will be عضوضا, which will be tough, and people will be holding on it, barely holding on it, because it will be forced onto them. And then we said it will come after, it will be a military kind of a Khilafah, which means I mean, it doesn't have to have the name of a Khilafah. It could also have the description of a government who is ruling. Okay, so and then the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, after that will come a Khilafatul Rashida ala minhaj al-nubuwah, which means after all of those khilafahs will be a khilafah that is going to be on the same method of a Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, so this is what we said about the Khilafah Rashida. And where is that going to be? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said it's going to be Bayt al-Maqdis in Palestine, wa aknaf Bayt al-Maqdis. This is where it's going to be. And when it becomes in Bayt al-Maqdis, it is, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam praised this Khilafah when it goes to Bayt al-Maqdis, فَحُقَّ لَهَا أَن تَكُونَ هناك. It is worthy of being in that position, meaning it is the best place it's going to be. And it's going to be the Khilafah Rashida. It's when the Mahdi will come. It's when Sidna Isa will come as well. And of course, in between, the Dajjal will be there, and he will sit for 40 days. Now, we said that the police will whip the people. This is one of the signs of the end of time. Now, Nabi Sallallahu already said that that I was sent between the sentence, Nabi Sallallahu came, and the sa'a, which is Yawm al-Qiyamah, is like between like these two, which means they're coming, following each other. Okay, so the police will whip the people. So we said that even after Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab, and then Uthman, and then Ali ibn Abi Talib, the Khilafah that came afterwards, they already had the signs of end of time already had happened. All the prophecies that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam that were yet to be coming, all of them saying this is going to happen and this is going to happen. These are all telling us, if the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was from the sign of end of time, then what is yet to come, he's told us after he passes away, is yet to come. This is all getting us even closer to the end of time than Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. If Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam himself was considered Nabiyyu Akhir Zaman, which means the prophet of the end of time. If the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was one of the signs of the end of time. So what is yet to come, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us that all the things that come, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us that was going to happen, tell us we're getting nearer and nearer to the end of time, to the big signs of end of time, which is the major signs of end of time. Okay. Liberation of Palestine is one of them. So we said the police will whip the people. That already happened after Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam died. That happened in 40 Hijrah, after Ali ibn Abi Talib passed away, died as a shaheed. And then this already happened when the next Khilafah came. People started whipping people in the street. The police started whipping people in the streets just to make them pledge allegiance for whatever hakim there is or Khalifa there is. Okay, the signs of which have not yet happened. The Arabian Peninsula will become gardens and rivers once more. As I said before, the writer wrote this book. His name is Umar Sulaiman al-Ashqar. It's not Umar Sulaiman, the one that's in America. It's an Jordanian, Palestinian, something like that, writer. and he wrote it in the 1985, and these signs have not yet come yet. طيب خلينا, let's see over here of signs of the end of time. اخضرار الجزيرة. Okay, I'm writing in Arabic, just try, because it's easier. اخضرار الجزيرة. Okay, which means greenery in Al Jazeera. And it became a trend, that everyone is just sharing the mountains of Uhud, the mountains, those mountains have been black and have even volcanic rocks and everything. Uh, uh, يعني اخترار الجزيرة أرض الجزيرة. Let's put أرض الجزيرة here. أرض الجزيرة. Okay, let's put a فراغ over there. Okay, let's do it again here. احترار أرض الجزيرة. And just a second here. Okay, let's go to images here. Yalla, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. No green pictures. Where'd it go? Type search again. عودة الجزيرة, اختراع أرض الجزيرة. Just a second. طيب. Okay, images. Okay. Let's see if we can find, sorry about that. Can you guys see what I'm sharing here? I'm sure everyone has seen the pictures. أمطار الشتاء تنبت أراضي الجزيرة خضارا. Okay, I'm sure you've all seen, like, this is one of the scenes of the greenery in the land of Al Jazeera Al Arabiya, which is the Arab Peninsula. This is another one, أراضي الجزيرة العربية. Let's see here. Let's open this one and see it here. أراضي المزدلفة. Let's go to YouTube and see it here. Okay. Okay, now this was not common in the Arab Peninsula. It was known to be a desert, and then when you see rivers there, you're talking about Aradi Muzdalifa. This is Muzdalifa. This is not the southern part of the Arab Peninsula. This is the northern part, which is known to be deserty place. Look at the kinds of rocks there is here. Kinds of rocks are the black volcanic rocks. No, they're called Arabic. Called but black organic rocks. From the rain, new rivers came, and new springs came. Are they just there in the winter time where, or they, they just came out and they're still running till now? I don't know about that. But everyone, even in the Arab Peninsula, even the people of Al Jazeera said that this is something new and they have not seen this before. And they would actually, when they want to go in some place and see a place, greenery and have a picnic or whatever, they would have to leave the Mamlaka, leave the kingdom or Saudi Arabia and go to a different place. Let's see a different place here. Jabal. Okay. This is one scene of, the greenery in Ard al Jazeera. Now, the question is, some people might say, well, right now, Mohammed bin Salman, which is the one that is ruling the Arab Peninsula right now, he is already having a plan of planting 1 million or 2 million trees and turning it into a green country, already having a plan for that and working on planting Ard al Jazeera already. So whether if it's because of climate change or whether there's a plan and they're turning Ard al Jazeera into greenery, or they're taking out the water from the underground and then using it for agriculture and for planting trees, whatever. The idea is that we're having the Arabian Peninsula become gardens and rivers once again, like it was before. Now, the word like it was before, we'll talk about that later on. So whether it's a man-made plan to turn it into gardens and to make it into rivers and to, dig out the rivers and do it again, and, make benefit of the underground water, or whether it is a climate changing. The idea is whenever we see the Arab Peninsula turning green, we are closer to the end of time, you know? So it doesn't have to be a climate change or something happening until we say, well, this is because, human interruption. The humans did this, you know? Doesn't matter how it comes, because you'll find so many of the end of times signs are because of human, look what the West is doing. They're already paving the street, they're paving the way for the Dajjal to come out by making all these films, well, paving the way for the Dajjal, and yani using the media, the social media, the movies and everything like that, just paving the way, and spreading also all this fitan, this tribulation, this fasad, this corruption in the land, is literally what they are trying to do to make the coming of the Dajjal to be even more. Even the Yahud right now, when they started killing in Gaza and they're doing what they're doing in Gaza, the Kabbalists over there, they would use the skulls and the skeletons of the Palestinians to do satanic rituals and Kabbalah rituals. And they claim that by doing so and by more killing of the Palestinians and the Muslimin in the region, that will make the coming of the Dajjal, which they call to be their Messiah, that is going to be building the grand or the great land of Israel. And they're planning on tearing in Masjid al-Aqsa and building this, what they call the Temple Mount. And this is actually what the Dajjal or the Messiah they are paving the way for, is the one that allows homosexuality, allows haram, allows all of this fitan, and preaches for all this fitan. He will come to the point where he will say that he is God, and he's ordering people to worship him. So all of that, you can see that there's a big fitna, and there's a big war, and how do I say it, like a campaign or something, just to get the situation in the Middle East, in Palestine, in the whole world, by spreading all this fitan and tribulation for the coming of the Dajjal. Okay? For the coming of the Dajjal. Do we say, well, this is man-made? Well, there's so many things that are man-made. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah, when he told us homosexuality and spreading homosexuality, LGBTs and all that, was one of the signs of end of time. Whether it is, at the end, it is a man-made thing, So it doesn't matter how it comes, as long as we see it arriving, then we know this is the signs of end of time. And Allah will lead, will make it, and nothing goes under under Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan. All of it is under Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan. Allah plans, Allah yuqaddir, you know, even all of this campaign that they're doing, nothing goes out of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan. Allah knows what they're going to do from the past, from previous. He knows what they're going to be doing. He knows what they're going to be plotting. He knows what they're going to be doing, spreading fitan, and he told us accordingly by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ilm and his knowledge. He told us by Nabi Sallallahu what the things are going to become. The Arabian Peninsula will come back gardens and rivers once more. Let's read this. Rihab, would you like to read us? Welcome, Rihab. How are you doing, Ukhti?
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Can you guys hear me well?
Yes, just because I didn't have my headphones.
Allah yahfadik. Can you read? It is narrated by Abu Huraira. We'll read that, inshallah.
Yes. The hour will not come until wealth increases and becomes abundant, and until a man offers the zakah of his wealth, but will not be able to find anyone to accept it, and until the land of the Arabs becomes gardens and rivers once more. This has been narrated by Muslim.
Okay. He said once more. So it has been or there's another hadith that says كما كانت من قبل, which it was before, like it was before. Now archaeologists have seen, let me just see if I can find it. Uh, let me see if I can find that on, okay. علماء آثار. Okay, archaeologists have seen traces of gardens, of jungles, of animals that live in, like places where there's gardens. They found alligators, they found monkeys, monkey skeletons. They found all those animals that live in swamps and live in, you know, places where there's lots of water and there's lots of, tropical areas, or, lots of jungles and everything like that. Ulama in the Arab Peninsula, in the UAE, and other places. I don't trust very much the UAE archaeologists, because they've been so much tribulation there that you just really can't understand what they're doing. They buy everything, even the scholars, and even everything. Ulama athar, let me just find, if I can see, I can find that. يعثرون على بقايا تماسيح في أرض الجزيرة. Okay, let's find it here. I actually had these done already, but my son came to the computer and he deleted them all. So I was like, thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Natsu Qatra. Just a second here. Okay. Let me just see here. Okay. Just a second here. Let's find author. Okay. أنهار وجداول في الأقمار الصناعية للجزيرة العربية. Okay. Okay, here, let's just a second here. طيب خلينا, let's go up a little bit here. Images. Okay. Let me just see here where it is at. Which one is it? Okay. Couldn't find it here anymore, but let's see here, just a second here. Okay, you can find this one here. Well, no, this one is not very clear. See if we can find different ones. Okay, I don't find anything here. طيب. شبكة أنهار قديمة في الصحراء الجزيرة العربية. Okay. Even though it's العربية, it's considered not a very good channel, but يعني, let's see if we find a picture down here. Okay, over here it's telling us that they have found a like a web of, a map, a web of very many over here. They have found اكتشاف شبكة أنهار قديمة في صحراء الجزيرة العربية, that they found a like a web of ancient rivers in the Arab Peninsula desert. I'm sorry, I didn't find it. I was supposed to find it around here, but in the Arab Peninsula desert, and they put this on the Jazeera and put this in Arabiya channel and very many channels. So this is telling us that they have found old rivers. And let me see here, maybe this one here. Okay, Just a second here. Okay, here. See all images here. Okay, it doesn't show us here, but there was a picture I've seen before talking about skeletons of animals that lived in tropical in gardens and in rivers and jungles and everything like that. So another part of the hadith was like it was before, كما كانت من قبل. And they have also discovered, and why is the reason that there's even oil under the Arab Peninsula? Now, if we go back to how oil is performed, how it is made, it is by having so much, you know, يعني يعني trees and jungles and everything, and it's pressed by time, and then an earthquake happens. And when the earthquake happens, or sometimes it goes down, it's pressed under so much weight of so many heavy rocks. And then by time, these rocks, by all this pressure and heat, is turned into oil. So you're talking about, hundreds of thousands. I don't know how much years it's going to take, but they say millions. But the idea of millions, Allahu A'lam, if it's really millions or not, because any other element can actually really change things, the numbers of time. So the accuracy of the timing is not really very accurate. But so it will come back to be gardens once again, and people will dig wells, and of course, if it's because of people digging wells and everything like that, or changing of climate, yet again, at the end, it's going to become back to becoming rivers like before, and it's going to be an end of a sign of end of time. The question is, does it have to be all gardens and rivers? And does it have to be like I'm putting them in the book right now? The book has got the signs one after the other. Does that mean they have to be one after the other? Do we have to finish the sign of the Saudi Arabia of the Arab Peninsula becoming rivers and gardens, and then we go to the next one? No. This can happen partially, but this is talking about one of the signs of Yawm al-Qiyamah. So maybe Dajjal will come, maybe the Dajjal will come, and it's barely half of becoming all green. Because you have to understand, even when the Dajjal comes, Sidna Isa will come after him, and then Ya'juj and Ma'juj will come after that, and then Ma'juj will die, and then the Muslimin will live for like Allahu A'lam how many years with Sayyidina Isa, and then they will also, the Mu'mineen's souls will be taken, and other things will be happening. So do they all have to occur at one time, or one after the other? We finish one, we go to the next one? No, these are not one of the signs of end of major times, major signs of end of time, that they have to have it, all of them. But as soon as we see that it is becoming green and more rivers are happening and it's becoming greener, khalas, we're in it. Don't wait. That's enough. You don't have to wait until it becomes all the way, because when it becomes gardens and rivers is when Yawm al-Qiyamah will come. But we're not actually waiting for just Yawm al-Qiyamah to come. There are things before that will be coming. So we'll be all at one time, all these things happen. Okay? So you can be saying, well, it's still not, it's going to take them like 10, 20 years for them to become more green and more gardens. But we still have time. No, you don't have to say that. As long as it already started this sign there, we're already in it. Okay? So, and there's no, it's not one finishes and the one that comes after it. No, because it's not the major signs. This is only the minor signs. Okay? Like another one is, one of the signs of the end of time is the new moon will increase in size. The new moon. We're not talking about the large moon, and okay, the moon on the 15th is going to be bigger than its size, or we're going to see it bigger than its size. Okay? Because it says al-ahilla. It's talking about the hilal, and the hilal is actually the crescent. Okay? So the new moons is talking about the crescent, the one that looks like this, it's like a banana-like shape. That's what it's talking about. Okay? Can it also refer to that the moons, we see them as bigger? Allahu A'lam. Okay, Allahu A'lam. But it's telling us is, let's see what the ayah, what the hadith says. Okay, what another of the signs, another of the signs indicating that the hour is at hand will be that the moon, when it is new, will look bigger than it was, than it will be said. Okay, let's see how the, okay, how do we know when the moon is new? Like, uh, uh, he, القمر, just a second. القمر بالتاريخ الهجري. Okay, let's see here. Images. Okay. This is the moon. Let's open this picture. Hope it opens with me and open your head. There we goes. Now, this is the moon, how it looks in the Hijri month. Okay, if we count them, we're going to find them about 28, 29, 30. The beginning of the month, it starts on this side. First, it starts to be like a very small line. Okay, like that. Very small crescent, very thin. And it gets bigger on the second day of Hijri. The third day of Hijri. Now, on the 15th, it looks like this. This is the 15th Hijri. A full moon is 15. This is why it's sunnah to pray, to make siyam on the 13th and the 14th and the 15th, because it's the biggest days that the moon is big. Okay? Now, this is first Hijri, second Hijri, third Hijri, third day of Hijri, the month of Hijri, of the moon. Fourth day, fifth, sixth, that's the 15th, and then the 16th, okay? And then it becomes a little bit smaller, look at over here, becomes a little bit, unseen here, a little bit from this side, getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and you can see it from this side all the way till it becomes the 29th or the 30th of that month. Okay, now the hadith is telling us is when it becomes on the 30th or the 29th of Hijri, one Hijri, you won't be able to see the moon. Are you guys understanding what I'm explaining?
Yes, Ustadha.
Okay. On the first day of Hijri, you won't be able to see the moon. This is why they say we're going to go up there and we're going to see the moon of Ramadan, the Hilal of Ramadan, the crescent of Ramadan, if we see it or not. In the Arab world, the Muslim world here, they send people on mountains, working in the Mahkama Shari'ah or whatever, and to see if they can see it. Now they see them on telescopes and everything like that. But long time ago, they used to go on a flat area, deserty area where they can see the horizon very well, and they can see if the moon comes out on Maghrib time, the new moon comes out on time or not. How do they know? Maybe it's on the 29th and not the 30th, the first. Oh, that's because the 29th, the moon is on this side, while the new moon is supposed to come out from the other side. Okay, that's how they know it. Is this the new moon or the 29th or the 30th? The 30th is going to be having another one like this. Okay, you understand what I'm trying to say? Where's my pen? Now, if it was the 30th, it would look like this. Sorry, it's not very crooked enough. Okay, if it was the 30th. But when it comes out to be like this, when they go watch on a deserty area to see if they can see the moon on the next day on Maghrib time, and they see the moon like this. Okay, what does that mean? That means that's the new month that is yet to come. But what if they don't see anything? If they don't see anything, then the month is 30 days. Okay? The month is 30 days if they don't see anything. Or maybe they'll see something. So if they see something, then the next day, even if they don't see anything, it's going to be one Hijri, because the Qamar, the moon in the Hijri, is either 29 or 30. It doesn't go for 31. Only the Shamsi, which is the solar months, which is January, February, March, April, all the rest. But the ones is Safar, Muharram, Sha'ban, all those, it's only 29 or 30 the month is. This is why in every Hijri year, it goes back 11 days. So last year, Ramadan was on the 12th, probably. So this year, March 1 or 2 is going to be Ramadan. So it goes back 11 days from the year before. Okay, so the hadith says, انتفاخ الأهلة, that the new moon will seem bigger than it is. It will look like this. Okay, either the second or the third or the fourth day of the of the Hijri month. Okay, why is that so? Is there يعني something has to do with with space, you know, or something like that? Allahu a'lam. But خلاص, this is one of the signs of end of time. Clear all drawings. This is one of the signs of end of time, that the new moon will seem bigger than it usually is, and we will see it to be as if it's the third day or the fourth day. Okay, so we'll finish this one right now. You want to read the page, the hadith, yeah, Sister Farzan, you want to read with us, sister? Among the signs that the hour is night is what? Okay, sister. Okay, see praying. Okay, you want to read Rihab?
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Among the signs that the hour is night will be that the new moon will appear. Oh, it's nai. Wait, nai.
Well, it's
Well,
nai is qubula. Over here is qubula. That will be. It means it'll be as if it's
close.
closer or bigger. You know, this is what it says here in Arabic. Okay. ويقال الليلتين, it is said.
Will be that the new moon
Will appear. Yeah.
will appear bigger.
Yeah, larger, and it will be said that.
Oh, I was reading up. Sorry. Larger, and it will be said that it is 2 nights old. People will take the mosques as thoroughfares, fairs, and there will be sudden death.
Yep, sudden deaths. And we've seen the sudden deaths. And as I said before, sudden deaths because of, the vaccine. Some will say it's the vaccine. Some say, and some will say it's because of the fast food, and some because of the lifestyle, and some will say because people are not healthy anymore, and all these things. Doesn't matter. Sudden death will happen. And another sign is that food will be everywhere. People will start eating so much, and then people will just have so much food and so much eating. And this is why you'll find so many varieties of food. If you just go to YouTube and look at how many recipes you'll find, any recipe you're thinking about in the whole world, you'll just find it on YouTube with so many different chefs that are putting, varieties of food and the same recipes and everything like that. So this is the انتشار الطعام. This is يعني it will be widespread, that people will be able to, and also food will find it everywhere. Now, forget the starvation that's happening in Gaza right now. We're talking in general. Is that can we see that now? Yeah, we can see that now very clearly. There's how much food that is put on the table for just 2 people and whatever. So many places in the world, we can see that very well. But animals and inanimate objects will speak to men. Okay. Imam Ahmad, you want to read this, yeah? Sister Aisha, would you like to read with us?
Yeah.
Imam Ahmad, it is said that Abu Sa'id al-Khudri said,
a wolf attacked a sheep and took it away. The shepherd went after the wolf to take the sheep back, and the wolf sat on its tail. The wolf said, "Do you not fear Allah? Why do you seek to take away the provision that Allah has given to me?" The shepherd said, "How amazing! The wolf sitting on its tail is speaking to me in human words." The wolf said, Shall I not tell you something more amazing than that? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Yathrib tells the people stories of the people of the past. The shepherd left, driving his sheep until he came to Medina. He penned the sheep in one of the corners of the city, then went to the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam and told him what had happened. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ordered that the people should be called together. Then, then he went out and said to the shepherd, "Tell them what happened." So he told them, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "He's speaking the truth. By the one in whose hand is my soul, the hour will not come until wild animals speak to people, and the end of a man's whip speaks to him, and his shoelace and a man's thigh tells him of what his family did after he left."
Nah, okay. So this is telling us about an incident that happened in Medina or the outskirts of the Medina, where a man saw a wolf and the wolf attacked his sheep and took one of them. So the man took the sheep from the wolf and he told him, "How dare you take something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to me?" And he was like, "How strange, a sheep talking in human words." He said, "I will tell you something that is more strange. A man in Medina, which is a Nabi, telling the people the stories of the past, telling the stories of the past." And what does he say again here? Okay. The shepherd left. Okay, he told him, telling the stories of the past. Now the shepherd went to the Medina, immediately went to the Medina to ask about this prophet that has went in the Medina. Now, not everyone had the story of a Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam reach them at that time. So he went to the Medina and he asked them, and he was, people were on the busy with their life, and people were like either sometimes they would go into the desert, taking care of the sheep, for about 4, 5, 6 months until the new season comes, and they won't know what other things happened. And then the wolf told the shepherd that there's a new prophet that came to the Medina, and that he's telling the people about the stories of the past. So he went to the Medina to check out what was going on. And then Nabi Sallallahu gathered the people and he told them, "Come, this is one of the signs of end of time." As I said before, even Nabi Sallallahu was one of the signs of end of time. But this will become even more at the end of time. Look what it says here. Even until wild animals speak to people, the end of man's whip speaks to him, his shoelace. Now the question is, will that happen? Will they be speaking? We do see YouTube videos where we can find a cat saying no, no, and whatever, and other videos where they imagine cats or animals speaking, even if 1 or 2 words or whatever like that. But the question is, will that happen by humans training them to speak, or will they be speaking fluently and everything? Allahu a'lam. Now, the shoelace, will there be a technology where, right now we have phones that speak? What is this? Glass and metal. They'll be speaking. They're speaking right now. We have things that we put on our ears. I'm talking to you right now, and for the people that are coming, they think I'm now for old people that were not very familiar with technology. When people used to have earphones on their head and they would be speaking and talking in the streets. Remember when they first came out in the streets and people used to put earphones, the small ones, into their ears? You would see people in the streets. We're talking about 20 or something years ago. You would see people talking in the streets and pointing and talking, and you're like, are they crazy or something? But then he has earphones on, he has earphones in his ears, and we wouldn't see them because they're so small. Now, will we, for the people that are coming, they think we're talking to metal, and we're talking to ourselves, or we're talking to, objects that are not, but we're literally not talking to the object, we're talking through the object to other people. but are we talking, facing the object and talking? Yes, we are. So this is how what the translation of the hadith is. And we find other hadith saying that people will be talking to metal, which is hadith, you know, حتى تكلمون الحديد, when people will be talking to metal. Now, does that mean the metal will be talking back to us? No, it's kind of technology. Rasulullah explained to them that the kind of technology will come to the point that people will be talking to the metal, but you know, yani, from an outsider looking at us talking to the metal. But it's actually, yani, also indicating to a time where when these technologies happen and everything, and these new things, that people are to be seen as if they are talking to metal, people are to be seen as they're talking to animals, people, all of these things about the animals, maybe it's going to be happening that, you know, they teach animals how to talk and they start talking back or whatever. Allahu alam, you know, we never know how technology improves and how we can understand animals, and people are still working on how to understand animal language and everything like that. Will we reach that point? Allahu alam. But when we see these things happening, this is also a sign of end of time. Like what the messenger described here may be something that is out of the ordinary, similar to a person's limbs bearing witness against him on the day of judgments. Okay. يوم القيامة اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون. We shall seal up their mouths, and their hands will speak to us, and their legs will bear witness to what they used to earn. Now, the writer put this as an example of what is going to be happening in the dunya, and gave us an example of Yawm al-Qiyamah, that our tongues and feet and everything will be talking. I do not think that this is a very good example and that is fit in this situation, because Yawm al-Qiyamah, all of the physics that we see in this world is not fit. Yani everything, the physics will change. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described the yani people when they are going to be punished in Yawm al-Qiyamah, okay, that when their skins are, when they're tortured, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala بدلناهم جلودا غيرها, will exchange them with other skin when their skin melts, with other skin instead, for them to taste the adab, the punishment of what they have done in the dunya. Okay, do we see any of this right now? Skin melting and other skin coming immediately? We can't see these things. The sirat yawm al-qiyamah, the sirat that we walk on between the Jannah and the Nar, and Allahu A'lam. يعني may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يعيذنا من جهنم ويعيذنا من الصراط يا ربي. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يعني make us from those that enter Jannah, from the 70,000 that are not even asked, or even يعني asked a question, and just Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees us and tells us, oh, you're this one, go to the Jannah, you know? And the sirat is arfa, is very, very thin. Does that make sense that we walk on something that is like, you know, like one hair? You can't understand that can be comprehended, you know? And there are so many things in Yawm al-Qiyamah that cannot be comprehended. Okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will gather all the people in Bayt al-Maqdis, Ardul Mahshar wal-Manshar. This is the land of resurrection. Okay, where everyone will be gathered Yawm al-Qiyamah. Palestine is not that big to have billions and billions and billions of people from the first, from the beginning of the creation, Sayyidina Adam. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will straighten it to fit all these kind of people. So there's so many things, Yawm al-Qiyamah, we cannot. Okay, other things is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will from the backbone, from the, what's it called? From the end of the bone, the backbone at the end of the skeleton, at the end of your hips. This is the only bone that your Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will order the sky to rain, and everyone will go out of their graves and grow like a plant and go back to life. Does that make sense right now for us in this dunya? Can we see this? No, because the physics of Yawm al-Qiyamah is something else. خلاص. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the physics here, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders the sky to rain on the grass, on the plants, and everything to grow, and it grows. We see the land yellow. We see all of these crops, all of these plants become like dust. Okay. Yet again, when it rains, it becomes bushy and green again. Okay. This is what's going to happen Yawm al-Qiyamah, even to human beings. So comparing the signs of end of time and some of those signs of end of time, like the animals speaking or whatever, other things speaking, to Yawm al-Qiyamah, Yawm al-Qiyamah is a different issue. It's different physics, different issue, different world, different, everything is different. Allah will order the tongue to speak and the tongue will speak because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes from us the privilege of free will. Yawm al-Qiyamah. It's the judgment day. It's Yawm al-Qiyamah. It's time. You don't have free will Yawm al-Qiyamah. You just sit there. We just sit there. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on us, Ya Rabbi, and make us from those that are not gathered and just go to Al-Jannah and Rabbi tell us, ادخلوا الجنة لا خوف عليكم ولا أنتم تحزنون. So people just sit there and wait. لا تسمع إلا همسة. You don't hear anything. يوم القيامة. So little tweets. People just whispering. So you don't hear anything. No one speaks. No one witnesses. No one does anything except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives permission to. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will order the tongues to speak. Will order the hands to speak. Will order the feet to speak. What they have done Yawm al-Qiyamah. Will that happen in the dunya? Us seeing animals speaking? Allahu A'lam. Is it referring to a technology like we've seen metal and iron and glass speaking? Could be. Because as we see, we can interpret that somebody from the outside explaining what's happening, people are speaking to metal. People are speaking to glass, to plastic. Plastic was not invented yet, or it's discovered yet or invented, So, يعني this is how it's seen over there. طيب. طيب. وقال جود المجد مع قالوا أن انتقل الله الذي أنطق كل شيء. And they will say to their skins, why did you testify against us? They will say, Allah has caused us to speak. He causes all things to speak. الذي أنطق كل شيء. طيب. Over here it says, or may have been describing the extent to which human science or inventions would develop, because they would be able to understand the language of animals and make inanimate objects to speak. Yeah, like iPhones and all these kind of things. Okay, now another sign of end of time, and we've seen all of that happen already. Even animals, so many people have trained animals where they can tell them, to do things. And, like we've seen animals like dogs, how they've benefited from dogs. Dogs can smell the smell of TNT and explosives and everything and find the place. They can smell, but this was actually done from a long time ago where they would, smell an animal and they would, tracing and everything. Arabs were already good at that from a long time ago. They used to use dogs or not. I don't know. I've never seen يعني seen any hadith or athar referring to using dogs in that. But I have seen that in other places in the world. And the Arabs, they were known themselves. They would touch the sand and they would see and they would look at the sand and see how, the how somebody passed from here recently or not or whatever. But I haven't seen them using dogs. So another thing, let's see here, the Euphrates will uncover a mountain of gold. Euphrates, where's the Euphrates? Who's going to tell us where the Euphrates is? It's a river somewhere in the Middle East. Who can help us?
I know it's in Iraq.
Yeah. What's this brother's name? It has a brother.
I don't know in English, but Tigris?
No, it's Dijla.
Dijla.
Yeah, so it's Yufra. There's two rivers. It's called Bilad Ma Bayn al-Nahrayn, between the two rivers. So this is what it's called. They call Bilad al-Sham, Syria and Iraq, and all those four countries that we know before. Syria, Iraq, Palestine, Lebanon, Jordan. Okay, no, not Iraq. Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and Palestine. Those are Bilad al-Sham. Okay, but they call Bilad Ma Bayn al-Nahrayn, which is between the two rivers, which is the Euphrates and the Dijla. Okay, it's where the Ashuriyin lived. It's where the people, the first ones that invented letters, the first ones that invented يعني how to write, يعني to write instead of writing according to pictures like the hieroglyphic language writings, which they used to draw pictures of lions and eyes and whatever, all these things to spread the message. They used letters, real letters, to be able to write and to actually write the word that they are talking in letters. So the Ashuriyin, they were people in Iraq were the first ones to do so. But the Euphrates will uncover a mountain of gold. Bukhari and Muslim narrated in their hadith compilations, Sahih, that Abu Huraira stated, soon the Euphrates will uncover a treasure of gold. Whoever is present at that time, let him not take anything from it. So we have a hukum shari'i over here. The hukum is we are not allowed to take from this uncovered, this mountain of gold when it comes. Now, how is the situation of the Euphrates River? Let's see, Google, tell us how the Euphrates River is right now. جفاف نهر الفرات. Let's see how it looks right now. As we can see here, this is the Euphrates River, which used to have ships coming from one side to another, and it was considered a main means of trading. Look at over here. This is also the Euphrates River. Look at how it became. Open up. Look, people are walking, and they've actually found an archaeological site that was 4,000 years ago, a city under the Euphrates River when it dried up. Okay, let's see here. Okay, is it going to dry up more? Yes, it's going to dry up more. Okay, let's see what they found down there again. مدينة أثرية. Okay. Okay. Now, over here, it's all telling us here that they found it is one of the signs of end of time. Let's see where they found the, okay, this is an archaeological site. Okay, this is an archaeological site. We're all women here. Doesn't matter if we open this, it's a video. Let's see this one. And they found archaeological sites under the Euphrates River after it dried up. Let's watch this video here.
صور صادمة لنهر الفرات في سوريا بعد أن تحول لمجموعة سواق ومستنقعات.
Okay, turned into ponds, it says here.
الهيئات الأممية المعنية بتغيرات المناخ أشارت إلى أن منابع مياه الأنهار جنوب وجنوب.
Okay, why is it happening is because the Turkish government built a dam there, or a dam, okay? And it cut off because the river of the Euphrates and the Dijla actually comes from Turkey, and they built very big dams over there, you know, for to build to make electricity and everything to make it cheaper in Turkey. That affected Iraq. As we said before, even if there's human interference in making these incidents happen, which is the signs of end of time, that doesn't matter. As long as it happened, then this is one of the signs of end of time. It is going to keep on drying and drying and drying until they find this mountain of gold. Now the question is, I saw a research where they have found traces of gold on the borders of Turkey, the southern part of Iraq. Now, so many people were so happy in those villages that they found traces of gold in that area. But because people are not all very, know the ilm of Sharia and everything, they don't know that this is one of the signs of end of time. Finding traces of gold in the river means that there is a trace of a big amount of gold. Just finding small traces of gold means what? That there is gold. It's like when you're having your son eating rice in the middle of the salon. You know, you find traces of rice. You know that there's a bowl of rice somewhere that somebody has been eating something over there, right? Except it's not eaten. You don't eat gold, But when there's traces of gold, that there's a big amount of gold, that it was somewhere around there. So they have found some traces of gold. Let's see over here how the Euphrates River already is drying up. In the 1985, now the author of the book told us that these are signs of end of time that have not happened that have not happened yet. Now, in Hisar al-Furat, the drying of al-Furat, he didn't say the drying of al-Furat. He didn't say Jafaf al-Furat. Jafaf means drying of al-Furat. It says Inhisar. Inhisar means that it is from where the river comes, it would stop. And how is that? Either it stops producing water for it to keep on flowing, or a dam was built that stopped the water from flowing. So this is why the word inhisar means that it goes back to it stays in its resource, and it doesn't come to the flowing of the river, or into the into the river جدول الماء where the river is running. Okay, it doesn't go there. So why is that? Either it dries up from this resource and doesn't come, or it changes its path. We've seen that before in different rivers, where they change it. Either they change it manually, or an earthquake happens, which makes it change its place, or something happens where by time the rocks get melted, or how do I say it, and it changes its path to a different place. Now it says inhisar. It didn't say taghyir, or changing. It says inhisar means it was stopped from that coming to the running water of the Furat River. Let's continue seeing what they give us here in pictures.
بسبب التغير الساقط المطري وصولا للجفاف التام والتصحر. أما عن الأسباب فلآثار الدمار نصيب منها، فضلا عن ترحيل الأنقاض وانتشار مكبات القمامة.
Okay.
نتيجة الأزمة اللي صارت بالبلد.
So it's telling us that
دمار في بعض الأحياء السكنية ضمن المدينة سبب هذا الدمار.
Okay, so it's telling us, but also that they're putting piles of stuff in the river that also helped in the drying of the Euphrates River. This is the bottom of the river. You can see how big it is. All of that, it was very wide. You can see it's like looking into a big lake, but it's actually a river. It turned into a desert, and all of those plants that grow in deserty areas. Look, this is where people used to walk, and people are walking, and it barely reaches their ankles. This area was considered, big ships used to come here and take people from the northern of Iraq all the way to the southern part of Iraq, and this is how it became here. So we're expecting anything to happen that we find this mountain. Of course, no fishing here anymore. People are dying. Yeah. Okay. Right. This is one of the signs of end of times. The Euphrates River will appear, will show us, where to go? Will show us a mountain of gold. So it says, don't take from it It's telling us here that it's haram to take from this mountain of gold. Now, where to go? Let him not take anything from it. So some ulama said, is it haram to take from this mountain of gold any piece? Now people will gather around it. Out of every 99 people, out of every 100 people, 99 will pass away. Each one of them will say, I might be the one to survive. So he will go there to try to take his share from the gold, and he will die. People will fight. People will gather around this mountain of gold to try to take their shares, and 99 out of 100 will die. Each one of them will say, لعلي أكون أنا من أنجو. I might be one of the ones that will survive, and they will die. Now, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us, when you see this fitna, this tribulation, this fighting over this the mountain of gold, do not take anything from it. This is an order from a Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam 1,400 and something 50 years ago, telling us, if you live in that time, Ya Muslimin, if you live in that time and you see and you happen to be around that area and you hear about it, this is an order, as if you hear Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam telling you in your ear and whispering in your ear, do not take from it. So consider yourself with the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and he's telling you this will happen, is whispering in your ear, do not take from it and do not get near it. This is a fitna Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent. The Muslimin will be fighting over it, and people will die. Hundreds and thousands of people will die over this mountain of gold. What will happen to the mountain of gold after that? Allahu A'lam. But we are ordered not to get clear to that mountain of gold. According to the report narrated by Muslim, the hour will not come until the Euphrates uncovers a mountain of gold over which the people will fight. The 99 out of every 100 will be killed. Each man among them will say, perhaps I'll be the one who will survive. But Muslim narrated, Imam Muslim, which one is it? Where'd it go? Muslim narrated, okay, the same thing, hadith also over here. نفس الشغلة, okay. Okay, over here, in the end it says here, and the reason why Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, forbade those who witness to take anything from it is because taking it will provoke tribulation and killing and bloodshed. Well, this is the reason Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us to come with. But the question is, people in the hadith actually are saying, I might be one of the ones that will survive. So each one of them will consider that, the reason of the haram to take from it was not to cause tribulation and killing and bloodshed. I will do it in a smarter way and I go take from it. No. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, don't take anything from it. Okay? And don't look for the reason. He said, don't take anything from it. Don't take anything from it. Why? Is it one of them? Because of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us every 199 will die from them. So, so when Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam tells us don't take from it, don't go look for the reason to go and justify yourself to go take from it. Just listen to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, what he says, and that will make it easier for you and to get yourself out of tribulation and out of fitna. And this is probably one of the hadith that, we know that it's not right for us to take from it. So take the advantage of an order of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that said a long time ago, and have this advantage of following the order of a Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. It's a privilege, yani. Okay. The earth will bring forth its hidden treasures. Now, is it because of mining? Is it because of mining? As we said, human interference or whatever it is, mining, as long as we find that the treasures, the gold and everything start coming out from the earth, whether people find them, whether they find a way to find these treasures, then we know this is one of the signs of end of time. Let's see what the hadith says. Sahih Abu Hurairah said, Yalla ya Rihab, the earth will spew, يعني spit out.
The earth will spew forth its hidden treasure like columns of gold and silver.
Sorry about that. In the hadith, it says here, where'd it go? In the hadith, it says here, taqi. Taqi means throw up.
Mm.
Okay, so if they're giving us, words that we're not really used to. Are you guys used to this word?
بالعربي يعني
Yeah,
it means like
taqi.
throwing up.
Yeah, it is taqi, but it's literally taqi. But are you guys used to the word spew?
Oh, no.
I've never heard of it before, honestly.
No.
So I was like, okay, but I said maybe we'll just say the other word, maybe because most of us are not actually from English descendants. We're speaking English together, but literally we are all either Hindi, Pakistani, or Arab origin or whatever, or one of those, or probably African. But
Well,
yeah, go ahead, Ufti. Taqi'ul ard. Earth will.
the word spew actually sounds like the definition.
Oh, you mean like throw up or something,
Yeah, like spew.
Yeah.
Okay. So the earth will spew forth its hidden treasure like columns of gold and silver. The killer will come and say, "For this I killed." The breaker of family ties will come and say, "For this I broke my ties of kinship." The thief will come and say, "For this my hand was cut off." Then they will leave and will take nothing from it.
Yay. Another hadith that says that the gold and the silver will be laid on the sides of the roads, and they will not find anyone to collect it. This is how much. Now, I've heard, I've read once an article that people are coming to the point of being able to know how to make, yeah, they're close to discovering how to make gold. You know how they make H2O water and how they make, Clorox, whatever, carbonate, sodium, and carbon dioxide and all those. So they're saying that they're close to being able to make gold. So will that come the day that they will be able to make gold, and silver and all that? So people will be having on the sides of the road gold, like a bicycle made out of gold or whatever made out of silver and everything. And it's like leaving tin on the sides of the road, and nobody will even bother to even use them. Another hadith also saying that when we come to the Mahdi hadith, it will be coming to that inshallah by next month or probably a few weeks. The amount of killings that will be happening, that even between the Muslimin and everything, even the hukum of mirath, inheritance, when somebody dies, you inherit for the zakari misl hadl unthayain. Every two males get one share of a woman, because we don't want to go into the details why and stuff like that, everything. So when we go through the reason that the amount of killing happens, and we see that in Gaza, a whole family out of 80 people, the grandparents, their children, and their grandchildren, and grandchildren, 80 people, and they're people that are married to them, and their relatives and neighbors, all in one building, all of them killed, and they're wiped out of the civil, out of the records, So the people that own all those properties, who do they go to? All those properties, who do they go to? And the amount of killings, I mean, right now in Gaza, it's all messed up, the amount of killings, you're talking about almost 100,000 people died. You're talking about more than 90% of the homes of Gaza have been all demolished, all put to the ground. All of the belongings, stores, businesses, all became to the ground. Everyone, the rich people that were rich, that had properties, that even they had something, into this big war, all of your money is nothing. All you need is, a loaf of bread to feed your family. All of your money is not worth anything right now. because there is nothing actually in the market for you to buy. Aslan. So what we're saying here right now is lots of killings will happen to the Muslimin, and we got to get ourselves ready for that, you know. And I've heard some sisters that they've when they've seen Gaza, as much as we've had sisters that and Muslimin or non-Muslimin revert to Islam when they saw the faith of the Muslimin in Gaza and everything. As well, we have seen other incidents, which are rare. I've only seen one actually, that Muslimin, you know, because the people of Gaza are not having people helping them or anything, that they come to the point where they say is, you know, they left their hijab and they left salah and stuff like that because they've seen so much killings and they stuff like that. Of course, yani, you know, if they had known that Yawm al-Qiyamah, these are the signs of end of time and what is yet to come, and then Ya'juj wa Ma'juj come, and the end of time comes, and what they call a third world war will come, but it's not called third world war, it's called a world war, it will be called the Malhama, and how much of the Muslimin, the first army, all of it will be wiped out. The second army of the Muslimin will be also gathered to kill, to fight this big millions of people of army of from the West are coming to invade the Muslim world and wipe out everything called Islam. Will also gather another army of the Muslimin to defend their people, defend the Islam, defend the Muslim places, and defend the generation, defend Islam. The second army will be wiped out, all of us, you know, all of them. We're talking about the best people that are gone there to fight, you know, most courageous people with degrees, with everything. The first army, which had the best people, the first ones, the most courageous ones that went there, we're gonna fight. All of it wiped out. The second army, all of it wiped out. Until the Muslimin come from all over the world, even from islands like Malaysia and Indonesia and everywhere in the world, America, the West, and everything, gather all together from this third army, and then they fight the Crusaders that are coming, the West that are coming to invade and to end Islam completely and wipe out the Muslim world completely. They fight them until they win the war, the third war. You know how many people are orphaned there? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will raise, at that time, the hukum of mirath will be raised. There's no mirath. Khalas, the land will be given because you know, there is no one left from this family to inherit this land. Not even relatives, you know, to inherit this land. So they start giving people, like in the old times when whoever fixes the land will own it. Khalas. Right now we see there's housing everywhere and everything around and everything like that. And I'm looking around and people are like still fighting everything. You guys, and I'm always telling somebody, you guys, what we are yet to see in the Middle East, in Palestine, in Bilad al-Sham, because all of this is happening mostly in Bilad al-Sham. All what we're going to be seeing and is far more further and greater than fighting over a house or a wall. Allahu A'lam who is going to survive and stay alive till Sayyidina Isa, because they all come after each other. You know, it's 8 years the Mahdi, 40 days of Dajjal, Sayyidina Isa comes, kills the Dajjal, and then there goes Ya'juj Ma'juj come. You know, it's just one after the other. Khalas, you know. So, where were we at here? تقيء الأرض أفلاذ كبدها أمثال الأسطوان. Okay, people, the killer will come and say, for this I killed. Will they find all the gold and silver on the sides of the road? For this I killed. For that one, for this I broke my ties of kinship. The thief will come and say, for this my hand got cut off. Talking about the Muslimin right now. Now is what okay over here says, for this my hand was cut off. Is that referring that this will openly happen in the Muslim world? No. It's not. Okay? So might be saying, is that referring to the Muslim world? Or is it referring that there will be a khilafah at that time? Allahu A'lam. Maybe so. Maybe so. Okay? Then they will leave and will take nothing from it. Khalas. You know, even and one of the signs of when it was referring the hadith that was saying that people will stop inheriting is it said that people will not even be happy for the inheritance they inherit. People will not be happy for the money that they own, for the land that they take, for everything that they take. I mean, literally, when you lose all your family, what is your house for? Why do you want a big house for? Why do you want a house with a pool inside, with everything? Isn't it because you want your family, your kids, your daughters, your sons, your everything to enjoy their life? To see them enjoying it? When you lose everything, what's the big house for? You know, why do you want a very big land and to fill it with crops and everything? When you lose the company of the people that you enjoyed being with and you lose them and they all die as shaheed, what's left? Khalas, you just like and there's nothing to be in this dunya that you feel like you really يعني is left to enjoy because it's not 150 200 years. They come after the other, you know. You're talking 7 8 9 years Mahdi, 40 Dajjal, keep on 40 days Dajjal, and then Sidna Isa, you know, and then Yajuj Ma'juj. You know, it's a one person lifespan, you know. So you know, you're imagining these people lived all those, and Mahdi happens all those big wars time. You know, so Allah المستعان. الله يتوفانا على الإيمان يا ربي. Okay. Okay. طيب وعندما يرى الناس كثرة الذهب والفضة يزيدون فيه ويؤلمون انهم كانت خاصية. Okay, we finished that part. Let's go for the next page. محاصرة المسلمين إلى المدينة. The Muslims will besiege in the Medina. Let's read this part. يلا يا عائشة. Among the sons of the hour of time that the Muslims will be defeated and will retreat. Aisha, are you still there?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, أختي.
Among the signs of the hour is that the Muslims will be defeated and will retreat. Their enemies will surround them and besiege them in Medina. It's narrated that Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu reported, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, soon the Muslims will be besieged in Medina so that their most distant frontier outpost will be Salah.
Okay, Salah has a place in Medina. Masalih over here is والمصالح. Okay, in the Arabic book مصالح جمع مصلحة وهي الثغر والمراد بأبعد مواضع المخافة من العدو والسلاح موضع قريب من خيبر. It's a place near Salah is a place near Khaybar. It's from the outskirts of Al-Madinah Al-Munawwara. Okay, so it's telling us that the Muslimin will be besieged. There will be طبعا enemies of the Muslimin, and they will be besieged in Medina al-Munawwara, that they will not dare to leave that. What is going to happen? How is that going to happen? Especially right now that Mohammed bin Salman is taking يعني place and he's ruling in Saudi Arabia. How things are going to be changing. Will they be besieged by Mohammed bin Salman, by the government of Al-Badi? We don't know if Mohammed bin Salman will stay or not. You know what's going to happen. Is it right now or not? Will the people of the Muslimin of Al-Madinah make like a revolution or something, and they will be besieged in Al-Madinah? You know, what's going to happen? Or will they come from other places and run to the Medina and they'll be besieged there? Allahu A'lam. But we know that amount of Muslimin will be besieged in the Medina al-Munawwara. That's what we know. So when we see that time happen, you might say, well, that happened before in different times. No, it's going to be happening another time in the future, inshallah. A person called a Jahjah will seize power. Now, this is a man from Qahtan. He's from actually the Arab Peninsula. He'll become a king, a ruler. He will have power, and he'll be a tyrant, and he is a zalim. He will start, following people. The hour will not come until there emerges a man from Qahtan who will rule the people with a rod of iron. So he'll be hitting people in the streets. Did this person come or not? We don't know if he's for that. Well, it says here didn't come till now, but I don't know. Will this person, will we see this person or not? Will he be following the people to go on the right path or the wrong path? There is no hadith of that. But he says he's a tyrant, he's a zalim, and he will be following people in the Arab Peninsula with it doesn't have to be a rod of iron. It could be any means of, torturing people or hitting people. Could be an electric stick, or electric whatever thing that they electrocute people. So it can be anything. It means a weapon. Okay? But okay, let's see here. طيب لا تذهب الأيام والليالي, where is it? Night and day will not cease until Paro is seized by a man from among the freed slaves named Jahjah. Okay? Tribulation of saddle cloth, فتنة الأحلاس, فتنة الدهماء, وفتنة الدهيماء. Okay, we're going to stop till here today, inshallah ta'ala. هنا نحط here. ابدأ. Okay, we're going to ask questions right now and see how we are doing. Okay, so next class we'll be taking about al-Mahdi. Okay, inshallah ta'ala. Lots of things about al-Mahdi. We'll be saying lots of things about al-Mahdi. Now there's sections where what do Shia believe about al-Mahdi? We really don't care about taking that, because at the end, when we're talking, I'm going to go to a different book as well about talking about al-Mahdi. I'm not going to stay on this book. This is not enough. That's number one. Number two is there's a section where it says about what Shia believe in Mahdi. I really don't care what Shia believe in Mahdi, because their hadith is not sahih. I just care about what we believe as Muslimin from a hadith sahiha about al-Mahdi. Up to here, inshallah, we finished today's class, inshallah ta'ala. We have like a 5-minute timing for questions or comments, and what you think about what we learned today. Would you guys like to say something? Rihab or Aisha or Farzana?
Yes, Ustad, just like a thought I had when we read the hadith of the earth will bring its treasure out.
Yeah.
It's like if at the towards the end of times, like all life, everybody's always running after wealth, and then at the end it will be so present that it's gonna lose all its value, which is always the real value of it, which is nothing.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah.
Allah subhanahu tells us, khalas. It's to be honest with you, it's like a dream, It's literally like a dream that you come after, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when it's the end of time, tells you, is this what you've been fighting for? Here it is. And it's thrown in the streets.
Yeah.
Loses
SubhanAllah.
all it's worth. Khalas. And even what people used to fight upon, you fight over land and houses and villas, whatever, everything. There will come a time even people will not be happy for what they have inherited. And land and money and food and everything will be giving out to people, and they won't find anyone to be taking it. Is when Mahdi will come. Why? The amount of killings that happened, and people lose. And as we said, you're talking about people that have seen all of they've encountered all of those fitan. They've lost loved ones. They've lost everything. They've been into wars. They've seen it, Dajjal. They've seen people going into fitan. People thought that they were strong in their iman and then dropping into fitan. They've seen all that. They've been hurt, all of that. And they've come to the point where لا تضرهم فتنة. No fitna will harm their heart because they've seen all of the signs of end of time. And they see that خلاص, all they are waiting for. When they were asked about the worshipping Allah to the point of ihsan, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq asked, what is ihsan in worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? قال أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه فإن لم تكن تراه فإنه يراك. Is to worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as if you are seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and as if you're seeing hell on one side and as if you're seeing heaven on the other side. If you don't see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees you. This is what ihsan is. This is the high level of ihsan, of how to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These people, one of them is counted as 40 sahabis with their iman. They have seen all the signs of end of time. They've fought the wars. They've gone into starvation. They've seen Ya'juj and Ma'juj. They've seen this and that and that. And khalas, they're just waiting for their fate to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They know this dunya is not staying forever. They know this land is nothing. Khalas. It's when they reached the point of zuhd in dunya, which is, let me see what's zuhd, the word zuhd. They reached to the point of zuhd in dunya. Now that's a hard word. What is it supposed to say? Asceticism? Okay. They reached the point of zuhd in dunya where they're not following the dunya and just looking forward to the akhirah, where, like they say in the hadith, استوى ذهبها وترابها. The gold and the soil has become equal to them. Whether you give them money or you take from them money, they don't care anymore. It doesn't matter. Take or give, it doesn't matter. What you take from me is from Allah, and what I give you is from Allah. So khalas. So they've seen the reality of life. They've seen that this dunya is not lasting forever. They've seen all of those people die. They've seen the people fighting around the golden mountain that is uncovered in Iraq. They've seen all these people die around it when they didn't follow the orders of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. They've seen the Dajjal and how he's tried to split this person into half again. And then he told him, you're the person Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam told us about him, and I have not become even more stronger in my faith than right now. You're the Dajjal. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will save him. They've seen this army that follows al-Mahdi, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will let the land swallow this army. They've seen all that. They've seen Sayyidina Isa and all those people. When Sayyidina Isa comes, one of his jobs is to end the worshipping of the cross. They've seen all these people, most of the Christians, either going to atheism or becoming Muslimin, reverting to Islam. They've seen all that come. They've seen Sayyidina Isa. And then the Muslimin knowing that Sayyidina Isa is coming right now in Salat al-Fajr. Khalas. They know what's coming next. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from the fitan, from all the tribulations, Ya Rabbi, and protect our deen and iman, Ya Rabbil Alameen. for us and our children. اللهم إنا نستودعك قلوبنا وأبصارنا وأفئدتنا وإيماننا فاحفظها يا رب العالمين. اللهم اعصمنا من الفتن ما ظهر منها وبطن. اللهم إن لنا أبناء يا رب العالمين ضعافا يا رب جهالا يا رب العالمين فاعصمهم من الفتن ما ظهر منها وبطن. اللهم إنا نستودعك أبناءنا وعائلاتنا وأمهاتنا وآبائنا ومن لهم حق علينا فاحفظ عليهم دينهم وإيمانهم وخواتيم أعمالهم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذابنا. اللهم ادخلنا الجنة بلا حساب ولا عذاب بغير حساب ولا سابقة عذاب يا رب العالمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Any other questions, sisters?
آمين آمين. بارك الله فيك.
Okay, ربي يحفظكم. We'll see inshallah next time. And it's going to be fun just talking about Al-Mahdi and going through that. I'm not going to stick to this book enough. That's not enough. Okay, I have a whole book about Al-Mahdi. We'll go through that inshallah. And we'll talk where he's from and what's going to happen. And inshallah, يعني, inshallah, will be a different class next time, inshallah. We'll see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
في أمان الله, Sister Aisha, Rihab, and Farzana. And for those that are watching us on the recorded classes, inshallah, yani, we hope to see you in the classes so you can interact with us. Inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, pause the recording.